This is hour 2 of beginner clubbell training. Today, you're going to learn inside pendulums, outside pendulums, and shoulder casts. We're only doing 5 sets of 5, and I'll be talking you through every single move. I'll have a link in the description below for where you can get your clubbells. And I love pendulums because they really help you feel your body getting stronger. They're working a lot of rotational movement, and you can really feel the resistance of the weight. They're probably the hardest move for me, and I think they're also one of the best to make me really strong. So you'll definitely be seeing more of these in the routines as we continue forward. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, click the bell for notifications, like this video, and be sure to come back for more clubbells. So today we're going to do pendulums. Just a little review. Feet are hip width apart. You're going to tuck your pelvis under, shoulders are packed down, your core is engaged. So these are definitely different than circles, but we're going to go through it. This is called order. This is how you're holding the club at rest. Right? Shoulders packed down, elbow is tight to your side. You're creating a nice long line and a 90-degree angle. So if you were looking in the mirror, which is a great way to train to get to see your form, then you wouldn't really see your forearm in the mirror when you're holding it properly. If you're up here, puts a lot of strain on your elbow. If you're down here, that's hard on your wrist. So right in the center, nice strong wrist, strong arm. So a pendulum is creating a nice long arc. So when we do these, you want to allow for that rotation. You're going to be fighting the weight of the club basically. So you don't want to buckle and collapse. You don't want your knees to go inward. You want to keep them pushing outward. Feet are spreading the earth the whole time. It really, really helps. That is probably one of the biggest cues. Squeezing your butt, all of it works, but really spreading the earth with your feet so that they are angling out, you're pulling that thigh meat forward, is probably the biggest thing to help bring every part of it together. So I'm going to do a set so you can see what it looks like, and then we'll talk about it. This is single-handed. So I'm going inside and across the body. Don't forget to breathe. 2, 3, 4, angling down, 5, to create like a 45-degree angle down towards the ground. As I'm doing these, you see there's a twist that happens, right? My body naturally rotates. I'm angling to almost look in the direction of where the club is going. Other side, so you can see it's the same thing. Hip is going to pop out, but really I'm not doing this. You don't want to anticipate the weight pulling you. You let the weight pull you, and you're going to resist naturally. If you do it before the weight, you end up actually kind of looking a little funny. So you'll really feel it when you know you got it right. Inside and across the body. Nice long line. The club is an extension of your arm. So another big thing is whichever direction I'm going, that leg, I don't want a nice straight line here. I want that bend. I want to be resisting. So my knees should have a gentle bend in them. There's a nice little bit of a bend. I'm using that spreading the earth to keep me, hips are just barely turning. Right? I'm going to do a set facing backwards so you can see what it looks like from behind, because I found that's also really helpful for people to see. Right hand starting. Feet are hip width apart, tucking my pelvis under, shoulders packed down. I'm going inside and across the body. 1, 2. So I'm not bending over, but I am allowing myself to look where the club is going. Other side. Spreading the earth, tuck your pelvis, shoulders packed down. 1, 2, 3, 4, So I find the most common mistake is people end up bending over. So you're trying to do it like this. You're thinking, this is where I'm supposed to be. No, you want your back straight, nice long line. And again, you're resisting the weight. So if you do this with a 5-pound club, it's a great way to work on your form, but you'll find that a lot of the time, the weight is not enough to really feel that resistance that your body needs. You're here, you just kind of have to know, ooh, because you don't feel it the same way you do with 10, but you still really understand the movement without risking any kind of injury or pulling your back out or anything like that. And this is a great way to work up to a 10-pound club because 10 pounds is a lot, it's heavy. So this is a great way to start, but you really notice the resistance and you can feel the weight pulling your body in one direction or another when it's 10 pounds or more. So 3 more sets going inside and across the body. Again, always thinking, tuck your pelvis under, activate those glutes, activate the feet. Feet are spreading the earth, shoulders packed down, going inside and across the body. 1, 2, the spreading the earth helps with bringing the club back. 3, 4, 5. Other side. There's no real fancy way of switching sides. So you just switch. There we go. Tuck that pelvis under, shoulders packed down, engage the feet. Every time, take the time to actually reposition yourself. Make sure you're finding order. 1, 2, 3. Got a little pop in my hip. 4, 5. Gonna do it backwards again. Just so you have an opportunity to see what it looks like. I find that people have a better understanding when they're following along and they can actually see what it looks like from behind. I wish I had a mirror, but c'est la vie. Here we go. Tuck the pelvis under, spreading the earth with the feet, shoulders packed down. So I also don't have my elbow way back here so that I'm resting the club on my hip. Elbow is in my hip, in that little crook right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, the hardest part is the stopping. Switching sides, inside and across the body. Tuck, shoulders packed down, spread the earth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I don't want to show you too many things about how you could potentially do it wrong, because that's not what we're here for. We're learning how to do it right. The main thing is you'll really notice when it feels right, and it is a lot of work. By the time you're done, your low back will probably be tired at least the first few times. That's okay. You're building muscle there. That's normal, right? The big thing is knees don't go in. They go outward. Feet are facing forward. You're really pressing those knees out and away. We have 1 more set on the inside and then we'll move on to outside. So again, tucking that pelvis under, feet spreading the earth, shoulders packed down. This is so important. And now we're going inside and across the body. 2, don't forget to breathe. 3, notice how tight my elbow stays the whole time. 4, 5. If you're struggling and your elbow's way out here, trying to keep it inside, because it should never leave too far. When you're doing a circle, it might get a little further away. That's fine. But for pendulums, there's no reason for it to get really far away from your hip. Everything is tight, everything is engaged, core is working. So now we're going to do outside pendulums. Same exact move, only now we're going outside and away from the body. So again, the big thing is you don't want a nice long line here with that one foot with the other side. You want to have a bend. So it's the hip moving. It's all about these hips working and rotating. You're not just turning and facing this way. It's really about, I can still be facing forward. I can look there, but this part of my chest is still aimed forward, right? Here, not here. Here we go. Outside pendulums. And take a break whenever you need to. There's no rush to getting through these. Better to be safe, doing fewer repetitions or fewer sets to start, because this is a lot on your wrists, and it's a lot of work, right? You're learning a brand new skill, so be patient with yourself. It's okay if you don't get it right, and please contact me, leave a comment, let me know if you have any questions, because I'd love to help you get it right and make sure you're doing your very best. So outside and away from the body. Finding that nice order, tuck the pelvis under, shoulders packed down, get ready, here we go. Outside and away from the body. So the club's going all the way in a big arc. 2, 3, 4, 5. Other side. It might look similar to throwing a ball, using a sword, that same kind of motion, right? Even golf, like a golf swing is very similar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the big thing with the outside pendulum is your arm is crossing over your body and your hip is going the other way as opposed to going in the same direction. So again, you don't want to end up here, really bent over, right? You'll really feel this in your back after a few times. You want your hip to be doing the work of resisting. You're trying to keep a nice flat back, and your arm should be a nice long lever that is an extension of the club all the way through. So lock that elbow out nice and long. 4 more sets. Tuck the pelvis under, shoulders packed down, finding order, outside and away. 1. Again, spreading the earth is everything with bringing this club back. 3. Woo! Sometimes it has a little extra momentum. That's why the hardest part is stopping. 4. 5. If you ever feel like you got a rogue club, use your other hand. That's what it's there for. You are welcome to keep yourself safe and to make sure you're not getting injured, right? 1. So if you need help to stop that club, especially at the beginning, do that. If 10 pounds is too heavy, you can choke up a little bit, right? I'm at the very top of this rough feeling part, the graded part, and you can do it exactly the same way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So again, there's a little bit less resistance because I've just changed the weight distribution by holding it up higher. That's okay. That just means it feels like it weighs a little bit less to me. I'm going to do it backwards so that you see me from the back. Outside and away from the body. Going that way. Tuck that pelvis under. Chest is down. Shoulders packed down. Spreading the earth with your feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, switching sides. Adjust whenever you need to. If you need to set it down, take the time. It does not hurt. Tucking the pelvis under, shoulders packed down, going outside and away from the body. 1, 2, 3, woo, 4, 5. Same exact move, you're just going outside. And usually one direction or the other is more difficult for people. It's totally normal. And I don't just mean right side or left side, I mean inside or outside. That's just because we're probably more used to using those muscles in one direction or another. It's fine. This is how we're strengthening everything. We're on, I think this is set 3. Let's just go with that. Outside and away. 1, 2, find that glute activation. 3, 4, 5. Other side. Set 3. Outside and away. 1. Woo! Again, if you need your other hand there, that's okay. If you need to, you can always let it swing all the way around. Nothing wrong with that. 2, 3, 4, 5. You will also know, typically your left side is weaker. So you're going to go to whatever the end is for that side, for your weaker side. If you can do 5 sets of 5 on your right hand and only 4 sets on your left hand, start with 4. You don't need to be, you want to push yourself and challenge yourself. Maybe do 4 sets plus 1. You know, you just don't want to be injuring yourself or risking throwing this weight in a way that ends up tweaking an elbow, a shoulder, a wrist. Just no reason for it. Take your time, less is more. It's always better to start small and slow and then work your way up. And you'll be surprised at how quickly you can work on, like how quickly your body acclimates and adjusts. And all of a sudden you're doing 10 sets of 10. As long as you move slowly and you do a little bit incrementally, you'll easily be able to get there. We got 2 more sets of these. Outside and away. 1, 2, 3, 4, finding order. 5, switching sides. 1, eventually you find a rhythm. 2, 3, 4, 5. One last set of these. And then we'll move on to shoulder casts, which are always fun and they make you feel really good because you get to look at your arms. Tuck that pelvis under, shoulders packed down, spreading the earth with your feet. 1, 2, 3. I love counting out loud because it means I'm breathing. 4, 5. Other side. Last ones of these. If you get to a place where your weaker side is getting a little shaky, okay, take your time, rest when you need to, and see how far you can get before you max out. So now you know where your end is. And the next time you try to do one more than that. 3, 4, 5. Whew. So pendulums are harder than circles, but they're really important because you get all of this rotation that happens, and they will help strengthen your back, your shoulders, really everything, your whole body, because everything's working as you do these. Next, we have shoulder casts. I love these, they're fun. They seem easy, but they're not. Now, it's mostly my upper body working. I'm still engaging my glutes, still spreading the earth with my feet. So I'm going to do it two-handed. It's a great place to start. And we're going over whichever shoulder the top hand is on, right? So right hand is on top, my left hand is holding on for support, stability, just to make sure I don't hurt myself, and to make sure I can move this kind of a weight. As you get better and better, you can certainly reduce and use just one hand. Just go with whatever your body's telling you. One day you might be able to do it one-handed, the next day not so much. That's okay, that's why we're working on it. So two hands, top hand is controlling, and I have that same order position, and now I'm going right over my shoulder, right arm, that elbow is really close to my ear. Other arm is just holding on, keeping everything steady. So as I do this, I want to make sure I'm zipping up the whole core. This is all still engaged. I'm going to do it from the side so you can see it a little better. Tuck the pelvis under, spreading the earth with my feet. Back down, shoulders, nice position of order. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So keeping that elbow in by your ear is really important. If you're flaring out, it's putting a lot more strain on your shoulder. Other side. Left hand is on top, starting on that left side, going over the left shoulder. Tuck your pelvis under, spread the earth with your feet, find that order position. This hand is really here for support. That's all. And over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, zipping the core back to bring you back into order. So if you don't have the same range that I do to get your elbow by your ear, that's okay. Start where you're at. Don't try to get to where I'm at. I've been doing this for a long time. So again, you don't want to let your body pull you back, right? You can see my hips are pressing forward. I'm collapsing in my shoulders. This is not the position. Tuck that pelvis under. Engage the core so that you're here. All of that other stuff pulling you back, it may feel good for a moment. It might be a nice stretch, but it's going to be hard to pull the club back over. So you want to keep everything engaged, at least to a point of being able to crunch back. And that's what you're doing. You're literally crunching to pull this club back. Here we go. Set 2. 1, 2. If yours doesn't look like mine, that's okay. If you're only going to here, fine. If you're only going to here, that's okay. You'll get better. This is great for rehabbing shoulder injuries. 3, 4, 5. Switching sides. Switch sides so you can see this arm. Again, finding hip width apart. Tuck that pelvis under. Finding order. 1, 2, 3, 4, crunch to come back. 5, crunch to come back. I'm going to do one where you look from behind me, just so you see what it looks like. Same basic position. Tuck that pelvis under. Spreading the earth with your feet. Right hand is on top, going over my right shoulder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Switching sides. Left hand on top, left hand in order. Squeeze those glutes. You'll see they're on the whole time. 1, 2, 3, sets of 5 with this 10-pound club. If a 10-pound club is too heavy for you to start out, because a lot of this is arm and shoulders, use a 5-pound. You can also choke up. So again, same kind of concept. I'm holding it higher. I might not be able to go as far, but that's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Other side. Same idea, right? I'm holding the club pretty much halfway. Left hand is on top, so that's really at the halfway point. Right hand is here for stability. Squeeze that elbow into your side. Tuck your pelvis under. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to do this last set with a 5-pound club just so you see it looks exactly the same. Same movement, it's just a lighter weight. So, same thing. I'm going to do it with one hand just so you see what it looks like. Everything is still the same. Feet are hip width apart, tucking my pelvis under, spreading the earth with my feet, shoulder packed down, elbows right there in the crook of my hip. 1, 2, 3, nice long line. I'm really creating a straight line from my shoulder down. 5, switching sides. Tuck the pelvis under. Shoulders packed down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want to show you this with a 5-pound club because it's a little less risky in general. But you do not want this. This is where you might hurt your shoulder. This is where you might end up not really engaging your core to pull it back. If you're way out here with your elbow, where's the club? It's not behind your shoulder. You're trying to get it behind your back. This is not what we're doing. We're not right here in the middle. It's on one side or the other, because if you do it with one hand, you're going over that shoulder. So, when you come into order, this is not order. This is order. This arm might feel a little weird being crossed over your body. It's okay. This is a stability hand. This is really just making sure everything is okay and you got the weight. Eventually, you won't use it anymore. You'll do it with just one. Right? So doing this is potentially a different move, but if you look at me, there's no core engagement. I'm not squeezing my glutes. There's no glute activation. This is just using my arms to pull the weight over, which is nice. That's a great arm workout, but we're doing a full body workout. So tuck that pelvis under, zip that core up, and then we're here. So we're getting a little bit of unilateral work too. Be sure to try this one. It may take more than 1 hour, probably. It took me probably like, I don't know, 5,000 hours before I got really good at doing pendulums. So take your time and be patient with how your learning curve goes. It's all work and it's all just to make you feel stronger and better every day.